Hello, welcome. My name is Obedako. Welcome. I want to share with you today school, profession, money, and meaning. School, profession, money, and meaning. I remember the time that we were trying to choose the course that we would want to do at the university. Most people would look at the job market, and some courses were given a lot of, attention. And the best of our people will go and do those courses. And what informed that most of it was the job market. The fact that by the time that they complete school, somebody else will, give them jobs. Surprisingly, maybe I didn't have much problem with I didn't have much, attachment to a course. I was more focused on what can I do with my life, and so some of thoughts that I think will help you, especially because I think most people define themselves with the kind of courses that they read in school, in the university. They said that I want to do psychology, I want to do accounting, medicine, engineering, and therefore that's all that they define themselves with. So sometimes people will even ask you, did this course, so why are you doing this with your life? Some people even say that maybe when you were in school you're a good student, so why are you doing this kind of thing? I think those are all misunderstanding of the facts, because very few people all through their lives will ever work with the course that they did in school and develop the profession, same profession alongside. And as a matter of fact, very few people will have just one profession all through. Most people will go through some switch, some changes, and I think that you have to build your life such that you have control over your life. You have to do something that will give you sense of meaning, not just you going to school to work, to find work to do with your certificate. Do something, build your life such that you will live your life out of the giftings, the talents that God gave you. Not just because you're defined by 4-year course or 6-year course. I went to school to become an architect, and that's all that you want to do with your life. That life will be that much disappointing and less far fulfilling if you think as such, because then when you come out you think that is all that you need to do, and most often the certificate, the degree, the profession, and even money are very much separated. We go to school most often and then we get some job to do with the certificate, but to build wealth and riches, I've got to do more than just the certificate that you have. So don't let school restrict you. Go to the school, but then build the skill set that you need to build the dream or live the life that you really want to live. And that's why so the skill set that school gives you, the ability to read, to write, to do mathematics, so that you can read some materials that you really need to live the life that you need to live. I think far more supersedes the pride that you have with the kind of profession that you have, or the kind of certificate or the kind of course that you read in school. So don't restrict yourself. Don't define yourself with the certificate. Don't define yourself with the course that you did. Build skill sets that you will need to build the life that you want, especially those of us who are into business, those of us who are into entrepreneurship. If you're going to school now, look for courses that will help you on your entrepreneurship journey. Look at finance, look at maybe computer skills, look at any product, any business that you want to get into, the particular skill set that you will need. If the course will help you to get those, no problem. But don't go and do, let's say, a language course, and then you want to go and build an industry. Sometimes the switch in terms of the critical thinking, the analysis that you have to do, the mathematics that maybe are required, sometimes it makes the journey a bit more daunting for you if you don't have this kind of skill set, So engineering is a good course, the sciences, especially the math-based courses, are very good. Business courses are also good, and maybe economics, things that will make you be able to understand commerce and the market, and things that people need, things that you can place some kind of commercial value on. You'll be able to understand those things. Will give you a better advantage. Don't go to school thinking that once you finish the school, there's some job somewhere that government would want to have to would have to give you. Most often than not, you complete school, and that can be some kind of disappointment for you, because the reality sets in when you have completed school, and then you see how many people have also completed the same school that you have completed, and they are looking for the same kind of jobs that you're looking for. So go to school, equip yourself, knowing that you're going to live life for meaning. It means that living life just beyond looking for money as well. What is it that your life is doing that will give you some kind of relevance, some kind of importance, some kind of fulfillment? Most often, when people say that they don't know what they are doing with your life, is because the very things that they're doing with your life don't have direct impact in terms of changing the lives of another human being, or lives of other people. So if you want meaning out of the life that you have, then live life beyond just money. Live life to make impact on people, and that can influence the kind of courses or maybe the kind of profession that you choose. And then if you are struggling with money, life can also be very much daunting. So learn how to understand money and how it is made, how it is multiplied, and then learn how you can apply your life to impact and change destinies. Don't live your life just because you want to go to work, get paid, and use the money to pay school fees and light bill and mortgage and things like that. Life becomes a bit more elusive if you go with this kind of script. So my name is Obindako. I'm talking about school or degrees, professions that people develop, meaning of life, and money. Because most people have had those things confused. Some people will always regret the kind of course that they did in school, because they think that when they come out of school, or when they came out of school, there was no job for them, there was no value for the course. I think you can transition. You don't have to say that I did this course in school, when I came out, no, there is no job for me, so that's the end. No, you can read, you can write. Even if you don't want to go to formal education, you can school yourself. You can get the very topics that you need to school yourself. If it's going to take you 1 year, 2 years to do that, YouTube is there. There is no skill that you cannot learn now with the internet, with YouTube especially. There's no skill that you cannot learn now with books on Kindle, on Amazon. There are a lot of books on Kindle now that you can go and pick them. And don't forget to pick my books on Kindle as well. There is Perspective there, which we talk about how to build business. There is Streamline, where we talk about finance, and there is Resilience, how you have to develop courage and strength to pursue your dreams as an entrepreneur. So you can decide to build your own life after the school. Don't ever, not 25 years you have completed this degree, and you spend the rest of your life talking about this course that you didn't like. I think you can switch. I think you can switch the course. If you don't say that I did agric engineering, I don't like it, and that's the end. No, switch. Go and train yourself to live the life that you think you were made, or God made you to live. There are things that you can learn. Use the school that you have as a tool to acquire more knowledge, because that which you don't know you may not be able to do. So don't define yourself. Even if the course didn't help you so much, you can put yourself through some technical so I know somebody who after MBA went to learn how to sew, and the person has been able to build a whole fashion line. I know somebody who went to school, learned another thing, and now they are doing a whole different thing. So my friends will ask you, what did you do, agric engineering and this other engineering, and you're doing business? I said that I use those the school, this is what the school gave me, but this is the life that I want to live. So I have spent a lot of time learning how to build business, learning how to put ideas together, learning how to not even write books, learning how to do YouTube presentation, learning how to teach people, learning how to build all these real estate companies, learning how to do all the other things that you do. That one, the school helped me with in terms of the skill set. But the content of that education I had to develop myself. So don't restrict yourself to say that, oh, I'm a medical person and this is all that I can do. I can only work in the health sector. I don't believe that, because we have people who are in our politics who were medical people. They spent years to specialize, and then they switched to become politicians. They could forget everything and become politicians. And you are there thinking that your architecture or the law that you have done, you can switch, even though you are not happy with it, you are not happy with the money, you are not happy with the impact that you are making, and you still think that you have to practice with that. Life is more bigger than that, especially if you're an African. There are so many things that we have to do, and so don't accept any situation that you are in, especially those of us who have gone to school. If you know the impact, the money, and the meaning that you are getting out of life is shortchanged because you are limited in thinking. Think beyond the course. Think, as a matter of fact, the course that you did in university, by the time that you finished the university, nobody ever even needed the content. You would have to improvise. You would have to adapt. You would have to change with the times, and that most people don't want to learn. So go ahead and learn. Set the next 10 years. What is it that you want to do? You want to become an investor. You want to build a business. You want to become somebody in this area to change lives. You don't want to be broke. Don't ever forget that money is key. There are a lot of options that people have when they have enough of money invested or enough of money coming in. And so you would want to look at building other things that will give you extra income if it's not business. You would want to look at investing in things. And those of us from Africa, you would want to look at the things that our grandparents, our great-great-grandparents invested in, because those things give us a lot of leverage. Those things as a matter of fact, our economic systems that we operate in, most people will become wealthy if they will look at cocoa farm, if they will look at coconut farm, if they will look at investing in real estate properties, if they will look at buying big farmlands, if they will look at establishing businesses. Our economy is not so much for jobs because we don't have a lot of industries, and governments are not supposed to even open a lot of industries themselves anyway. And how many people our governments even employ? So most of us, our opportunities are in businesses and investment, and those are the skill sets that you want to develop after you have come out of school. Set yourself, what are the skill sets that I need to build I need to develop to build businesses? What are the skill sets that I need to develop to be able to invest in such areas? It is easier if you understand how the economic structure operates. So our economic structure is so much different. It's different from what is in the West. The West is built on debt. The West is built on availability of capital to build business and expand them. Our economy is built on something different. We don't have a lot of it. It's more expensive to build your business on debt with the rates that we have. And so look at how things are built here. It's easier if you understand our economy. So if you're a young person, for instance, look more. Our economy requires that you think, you innovate, you create, and those are the things that you want to develop. How do you spot opportunities and build yourself to take advantage of them? That's how. So if you're looking for help, if you're looking for government to give you a job, if you're waiting for somebody to hold your hand and help you and support you, then you will be frustrated with the degree, with the education, even with the profession, and with the sense of meaning that you're looking for out of life, and sometimes with even your relationships and even your health, because then you're thinking in a very small box. So look at there are enormous opportunities here. What is important is that you understand them, and they require you to overcome the inertia, have the ability to overcome this negativity, this mistrust, this don't try it, don't do it, this Ghana is difficult. Those things, if you can overcome them, there are so many things that you can build. And never give up if you meet difficulties and challenges. It takes time for you to build anything out meaningful. I remember the time that I started talking on Facebook. People thought that, why are you wasting your time doing this? You don't have any other thing to do. If you worry about what people think, you will never pursue your dream. If you think of what family, people, your friends will think of you, no. When you are starting business, when you're doing something, don't look so much from the support. If people support you, you are blessed. If they don't support you, you shouldn't change anything in the first place. Keep going. The moment, what will make you successful is the value that you are creating. And a lot of the times, the value that you create should go beyond the people that you know, the friends that you know, the family that you know. If they support you, good. But what you bring you huge success is when you're able to create value. People will then start to look at what you're doing, the products that you are producing, the things that you're sharing, the businesses that you have built, the values that people get out of them. Those are the things that will make you successful. And so you want to focus on that than focusing more on that than focusing on who is not supporting you and who is not encouraging you and who is not giving you. Because most people may not have the kind of understanding, the kind of passion, the kind of things that you are obsessed with as to the future that you want to create about yourself. So you need to feed your mind, feed yourself, train yourself, and know that life is how you create it yourself. Life is kind of say obra any dia wan kasawabo. The life that you live in is the one that you're creating. So don't wait for help. Don't beg for help. Don't sit down and cry. Sit down and look at the things that you can create. Don't worry so much about the course that you did and how disappointed you are with the kind of course that, the 4-year course that you did in the university or even at the SHS level or even at the JSS level, and how you wasted a lot of time and money and you are so much disappointed. Don't waste it. Look at how you can transfer those things into getting the kind of skills that you need for the future that you see. And those of us who are building business, we need a lot of information on finance, on business systems, on how to manage people, how to understand the market, how to understand the culture, products that you are developing, things like that. And technology skills, social media skills, that you need. Maybe being able to build your own e-commerce site, accounting skills, those things. Nobody can prevent you from learning them. You are the one responsible. And so, I will not be able to read and write if they didn't send me to school. Now I have to use the school to get to where I want to go. And so I'm not describing myself as, no, I went to school to study engineering and therefore that's all that I can do. No, I don't think like that. I went to school to prepare for life and to bring the best out of my heart, to make impact on our country, with our people, and with our continent, and everybody else involved. So that's it. So I'm not restricting my definition of myself with the certificate that they gave me, and therefore if this is not engineering, if this is not process engineering, this is not agriculture engineering, then I don't have any expertise. Don't ever restrict yourself like that. Back in the in the olden days, people could become lawyers and scientists and physicians at the same time. Now they are trying to tell us we can be one thing. No, you can be anything that you want to be. The most dangerous thing is for you to say that because you have expertise in this, you can learn the other one. No, you can always learn if you pay attention and if you give enough time. So what is important is being able to know, this is where I want to go. These are the skill sets that I need. This is what I have. This is something that I'm passionate about. This is what I can bring to make impact on society. Those things, you have to think about them. So educate yourself to come and build something that is worthy of copying or emulation. If they decide to make your own life, and don't restrict yourself with school, don't define yourself with just the course or the profession that you have. There is more that you can do with yourself if you set the dream and pursue them. So don't regret. Those of you who regretted doing whatever course that I know people who have regretted doing, the sciences, the medical sciences, the economics. Some of them have even regretted. There's no time trying to spend to decide on, okay, I've spent a lot of time to do this. I think that I have to, improvise out of this to build and get to the future that I want to go, or the future that I want to see. So the school, the profession, look at the profession. What is the expertise? Well, and make sure that your profession has a lot of leverage, has market. There is demand for it. Don't go and become something that nobody wants, And when it comes to money and certificate, they are not the same. Money will come out of the economic value that you create with what you have, what you know, and the things that you understand about money and the decisions that you make with the money that come to you, with the money that you make, and then being able to live life beyond just satisfying only yourself and your family, and trying to make impact with society, bringing light and illumination and happiness, and maybe even wealth to other people, making sure that the things that you see in your community, the very things that you can change. That's why I wrote books. That's why I share with you on Facebook, trying to use technology to bring light, and the reports that we get from people, from what we share from this corner that we are, around the world is amazing. And we only thank God for this, So I want to thank you very much for taking time to watch this, and please share the channel with your friends, with your family, and with people who will be interested in it. And